Hi guys, good morning. Thank you for logging into the channel, Shave in Solitude. I hope all of you guys are doing really well. This is the Labor Day weekend of 2025. I'm getting ready for a shave. I've got a couple of days of growth. For the purposes of this video, just wanted to ask you guys something. Do you guys shave daily? And if you do you just stick to one razor? For example, let's say the Henson AL13. Now, what if you are going ahead and shaving once in every couple of days? Do you still stick to that same razor, or have you thought about moving into probably something up the scale of the blade gap and bought yourself a medium AL13? Or what if you shave once a week and you said, hey, you know what, the mild and medium doesn't cut it, I need something even stronger. So you've gone ahead and you bought the third version of the AL13. So do you do that? Or what if you're somebody who doesn't have any set routine, right? Probably you're going to work on a daily basis, you want to shave daily, so you want the mild version, or at times you're on vacation and you want to shave once every couple of days or once a week. So the mild version probably does not cut it for you. So for all of those people, we have a new player on the block, or actually the player has been there, I think, since the start of 2025. Oliworks M3teorite is the razor that I'm talking about. Have you guys had a chance to shave with this? So I picked it up around a couple of months back, and I think from a pure value point of view, it is phenomenal. So for approximately the price of one razor of the AL13, you get this razor. But the good part about it is it comes with three separate plates. So you have the two other plates that you can see over here, and obviously the third plate is right here. So in order for you to see what plate you're using, you'll notice right over here, this has these lines. So the two lines means it's plate number 2. If you have one line, it's plate number 1. And what I have going over here is plate number 3. So I used this razor for this entire week. And I used plate 1, 2, and 3 for 2 days at a time. So what I personally noticed, at least for me, is plate 1 was great, but I don't think it was able to give me the BBS that I normally look for. I needed to work on it a little bit more. The medium plate was a mix for me. I noticed that I did get the kind of shade that I was looking for, but then when I put the alum on my face, I got very severe feedback from it. So on a scale of 1 to 5, I think it would be like a 2.5 or 3, which was an ouchy moment. And then I moved to plate number 3. Now in plate number 3, obviously because the blade gap is the most and the blade exposure is slightly more, I was able to feel the blade and I was able to direct the shave in a better way. So for me, out of all the 3, even if I'm a daily shaver, I think I would stick to plate number 3. So that's one. I also wanted to share with you guys the coating that it has. I believe it's called as Cera Kote. I may be wrong. But what I've noticed about the coating is when you do have shaving soap on your face, it glides very well. But when you don't have shaving soap on your face, let's say you've just finished one pass, you've washed up, and you saw there's something left and you don't just want to go ahead and quickly take off that area. I noticed that the razor was going ahead and dragging at that particular point of time. The third thing that you guys need to keep in mind is the angle of shave for this particular razor is a little different. So normally, typically, razors would have a 30-degree angle, right? You will go ahead and take it, and from this angle, you should be able to go ahead and cut easily. What I noticed was this was a little bit more than 30 degrees. So when I kept it like this, it was not able to go ahead and take off the hair the way that I wanted it. So I needed to change the angle a little bit more. So that is a little bit of a learning curve for people in case if you're trying out this razor and you're used to razors cutting at normally the 30 degrees. But having said that, I think for the value that it brings, I think it's an excellent value. and you're getting 3 plates. Again, you can switch it up based on how you're feeling on that particular day. What I'm also going to do is in this next portion of the video, I'm going to share some stats about the razor, and I'm also going to share some stats about how does it differ to the Henson AL13, 3 different types, or even the Rockwell 6S or 6C, because people who are looking for these different plates or different settings, I'm thinking that that particular portion of the video might help you. So overall, in terms of would I recommend this razor? Yes, I think it's a pretty good razor. You can try it out, and for the price, I think the value is great. So in this next portion of the video, after I've shared those stats with you guys between this razor, the AL13 and the Rockwell, I'm going to go ahead and do a shave. If you want to stick around with me, that would be awesome. I would be very, very happy.
So when we are talking about the meteorite, if you notice, is a lot more milder than even the AL13 from the Henson brand, even at the mild setting. And that is what I felt when I was going ahead and shaving with it. It was smooth, but at the same point of time, I felt it was a little too mild. I think for most people, the medium plate might work well. But as you can see, the medium plate is still milder than the plus plate that you get with the Henson. For me personally, I liked the third plate. And although it's slightly more than the AL13 what really helped me was that I could definitely go ahead and feel the blade, which helped me guide the shave. What I've also done is I've also given you guys on this screen, if you were to use a 6C or 6S, what those blade gaps might be, so that you can go ahead and make a call. But overall, I think for what it brings to the table for $69, versus if you wanted 3 of these razors, it's going to cost you almost $210. I think from a pure value point of view, the Meteorite is a phenomenal razor directly when we are talking about value. Or if you're somebody who knows what kind of AL13 you want, you could possibly just buy one of these, and from your price point of view, it'll be the same. Alright, I hope this helped.
So that's about it. In case this is all that you have time for, I hope you have a great day. I hope you have a great shave, and I'll see you next week. For the rest of the people who have the time to stick around, and thank you again so much for that, let's get into the shave. So for the purposes of the shave today, I'm going to be using Sterling Soap's Sterling 1. So let's get lathered up and let us start the shave. For the purposes of the blade, I'm going to be using a Gillette Silver Blue. Alright guys, the lather is ready. By the way, we're using a nice AP Shave Co brush for the shave. It's got a 3D printed handle. I think it's unique. So let me go ahead, let me put some water on my face, and then let's get started. All right. Let's get the lather on. I think we're good. Doesn't need any more water. Okay, let's start the shave, guys. So this is the angle that I was talking about. It doesn't cut very well over here, as you can see. Nothing has been cut. But you change the angle, that is when it starts to cut. So because of the angle, it makes it a little difficult to cut below the nose, because normally you will be able to get right up to the nostrils over here, but because the angle is more like this, you have to do a flicking motion to try and get your hair out. As you guys can see, it's able to easily plow down the hair. All right, first pass done. Let's wash up. Let's get ready for the second pass. We're ready for pass number 2. Across the grain. I've got a pimple here. Need to be a little careful. And here as well. Who thought at the age of 50 you'll still get pimples? But you do. All right, we're done with pass number 2, guys. Let's wash up and come back with pass 3. Alrighty, pass 3 against the grain. All right, let's wash up and see how is it that we've done. All right, guys, we're back. We're pretty much BBS. A little bit over here, a little bit here, and a little bit on the sides over here. So let's do a 0.5 pass. All right, guys, let's do the pickup pass. Looks like just a little bit of a cut here. It's very, very small. That's normal, guys, when you're shaving. All right, let's wash up and now put the alum and see how the shape went. Okay. Ow. This is what happens with this razor, and I don't know why. Because I've gotten similar close shaves with other razors, but when I've used the alum, I've not received the kind of feedback that I get with this particular razor. Yeah, on a scale of 5, I would say around 2.53. So the key is when you're having that stinging, keep on wetting and rubbing the alum till that stinging stops. So once you put the alum, let it sit for 30 minutes, 30 seconds, sorry. And then go ahead and wash up. So what I typically like to do is, when I put the alum, I'll quickly shave up, clean up my shave bowl, I'll clean up my brush. By that time, 30 seconds to a minute is over, and then I can wash it off. All right, guys, we're back. I have cleaned up the alum from the face. Now we're just going to put some sterling 1. This much is sufficient. So the way I like to put it is, I like to first dab it to make sure that I have the product in every place of the face before I start rubbing the product in, so that no portion of the face is missed. If you see that white film, in 9 out of 10 times, once you keep rubbing the lotion into your face, it will become fine. Well, let me wash up my hands and then we'll come back with the final thoughts. So we're back with my final thoughts on the Meteorite razor. I think it's a good razor, as long as, like I showed you guys, that angle that I was talking about, right? It won't cut like this, you'll have to go a little bit more like this. Just keep that in mind. As long as you're able to do that, and let's say this is the only razor you have, you'll get used to it because you'll be doing it on a daily basis. But overall, for the money, I think the value is there. Excellent value for money. You're getting 3 different plates for, I think it's around $69. It shaves well. The finishing is awesome. What else could you ask for? And obviously, for the people who want to support people making products here in the US, this is made fully in the US. So that is great as well. So that's about it. That is how the shave was. I hope that you guys were there with me, and I hope you got a good shave as well. And have a great Labor Day weekend, and I'll see you guys next week. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.